Oh my god, I have a pancake. What is good, ladies and gents? Welcome to today's trade recap. Today is 11/25/2025. 252525. I took one trade today. It was a dub. It was on MES actually. I haven't traded ES in a while, but I'll go over why I took it on ES. However, I executed on my top step and I accidentally took the trade on MAQ. So as you can see, a really small day today, and the reason for that being is I'm sizing down for the rest of this month and December. I'm taking 0 payouts in the month of December. I don't feel like paying taxes on them in April, so I'm building a buffer for January. And January, I anticipate on taking some decently sized payouts. That is the plan. Obviously, anything can happen, but that is the plan. That's why I'm going to be sizing down for the rest of this month. I only went in for 2 micros right here, and I went in for 7 micros on this one. But this is a new live account that I have, so I'm trying to build a buffer on that one. But anyways, coming into this morning, I'll show you which we had. So we had an SMT with previous day high, and then we also had data highs up here. Let's go on bar replay. And then we also had data highs as well. Okay, we then had London lows right here, which we had a SMT at London lows for the time being. As you can see, London lows still hasn't been swept out yet, and on Nasdaq it was. And I wanted to see how price reacted with the London lows, because ultimately, even though we had this SMT up here, I still liked the data highs and this wick on this candle. I was perfectly fine with targeting both of these, even with the previous day high SMT. So from here, I wanted to see how price reacted. We ended up shitting the bed, and we shit the bed into not only this 4-hour down here, because we ended up going to the 4-hour, but we also hit an unfilled hourly. Okay, where is it at? We also hit this unfilled hourly right here, and then there was a 15-minute, I believe, inside of the hourly, or right before it. Yeah, it's right here as well. So not only do we hit this 15-minute, we hit the hourly, and we also hit the 4-hour. And the reason I was okay with taking longs, even though with the previous day high SMT, is because the reaction we got after this, we hit this 4-hour fair value gap. And not only was it a 4-hour gap, but we also hit EQ of the range. So we are in a market maker buy model right now. And we came down, hit the 4-hour gap, hit equilibrium perfectly, and we've seen a good reaction. Okay, so here's our market maker buy model, right? We had this giant move down, and what are we doing now? We're now starting to buy again, right? The market is starting to go long again. Okay, what did we do all last night? Well, essentially, we just accumulated, generated orders. So I wanted to see some form of manipulation. Didn't care which way it was, if whether it was higher or lower, and then I wanted to see price distribute. Okay, and the reason I was okay with taking longs is because even though Nasdaq was all the way down here, look where ES was. ES at market open, okay, did what? It left relatively equal highs with data highs, and we never took it out. So I would be really wanting shorts if we took out data highs and then created a data high SMT along with the previous day high SMT. But we left a great liquidity pool. Not only do we leave data highs, but we left relatively equal highs with it. Okay, and it was 9:30 market open highs, so great draw on liquidity. I was waiting then to see how price reacted off certain levels. So what did we do? We ended up coming down into this hourly gap on ES, and we also hit a 15-minute as well. Here's hourly gap, and I don't know if the 15-minute got inverse. No, it looks like they both got respected. So we got a very good reaction off of everything, and that's what I like to see. If I want to take longs, I would need to see a good reaction. And even though we were inside of this bearish 5-minute, I told myself, I was like, okay, if we can, I literally said this right about here. I said, if we can come down and put in the wicks, like 10 a.m. opens low, and we can put in the wicks to both of these unfilled 3-minute gaps right here, right? We have a wickless candle right here and a wickless candle right here. If we can come down and hit both of these and then see a rejection out of it, I'll go ahead and take that long, okay? And let's see exactly how this played out. What did we do? We came down, hit both of these 3-minute gaps, and got a 3-minute inversion. And if you were in the live this morning, you know that's exactly what I said. I had this exactly drawn out like this. So what did I do? On Nasdaq, and I wanted to execute on ES because the draw was a lot better. Even though we had this unfilled 15-minute on NQ and these market open relatively equal highs, ES just had a much better liquidity pool with the data highs and the relatively equal highs at the data. I just liked it a lot better. And then on top of that, we also had this wick as well. Here you go right here, which was ended up sweeping past previous day high. So I really like that. I wasn't really worried about this 5-minute right here. I believe on Nasdaq we did get a inversion on the 5-minute to the downside, and the reason I wasn't worried about this was because the reaction we got off of the 4-hour. So if we started generating liquidity on the way up, okay, if we started like generating liquidity, and I explained this in the Discord. Hold on, let me delete this real quick because I'm about to put you guys on game real quick. So if we did something like this, okay, we started generating liquidity, generating, I would have been like, okay, we have a significant liquidity pool below us, right? We have all this generation of liquidity. We're already looking like we're bearish, right? We have this previous day high S&T. I'll go ahead and take that. However, what did we end up doing? We ended up just shooting up, right? We didn't generate no liquidity. We got an instant reaction off of this 4-hour and equilibrium. And on top of that, we also then created this, we were about to create this 15-minute fair value gap. So when we got this inversion right here, not only did we not generate liquidity, but we also then created a 15-minute fair value gap at or near our stop loss, right? So this is why I was fading it. And again, I was also fading it because the reaction we got off of it. So with that being said, we ended up retracing down into these 3-minute gaps right here. And then what did we get out of it? We got a 3-minute inversion to the upside. Okay. NASDAQ had the unfilled 15-minute. And ES obviously had the data highs and the relatively equal highs with data. So I ended up setting a limit order at the IFEG. Looked something like this. And my stops were at the bottom of this 1 minute or a 1 minute fair value gap, just in case price wanted to come and fill that before continuing higher. And that is ultimately exactly what we did. So I ended up getting tapped in with this candle right here. Again, stops were right here, and then let's see how this played out. Okay, kind of got chopped around a little bit. This 1 minute was getting respected like crazy. We ended up coming and filling this 1 minute fair value gap. And then what do? Ran straight to TP, and my final TP was up here. However, I ended up full closing about right here because I was already getting chopped around. I was fine with the amount. Like I said, I'm not looking for these crazy RR plays or these high win or fucking dollar amount plays, because I've already said to myself that I'm not going to take a payout in the month of December for tax reasons, right? So I'm just building a buffer. I'll take what I can get. I ended up full closing right here. It was over a 1-to-1 anyway, so perfectly fine with me. And then let's see if it ended up playing out. Kind of got chopped around a little bit, and then one Drake to the upside ended up taking out all the draws. So that's what it looked like on that. And then on NASDAQ, I accidentally entered on NASDAQ instead of MES on fucking Top Step. So this is what my trade idea looked like on NASDAQ. My like entry was like all the way up here, and my stops were like right here. Negative ass RR trade, and my break even point was going to be this unfilled 15-minute, where my take profit was going to be these relatively highs right here at market open. I ended up just full closing right at the 15-minute for a negative RR play, but again, it is what it is. I'll take it. I only went with 2 micros, so I wasn't really worried about it anyway. But yeah, that is all for today. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Code LoeGpa on Lucid Trades. Link is in the description. Free Discord is in the description as well. So go check that out, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.